Hi Squirrel Mates! So I am doing my January TBR. Yeah. Okay, so my first book is The Fifth Wave. So this is for my prompt for January for Read a Bookshelf Challenge. So I'm going to read that this month. And the prompt is finding the word the in your bookshelf. So I've read this, but I haven't read it in like 4 or 5 years. So I want to reread it. So I bought this from Book Outlet and I got 2 books for literally $10 and they're hardcover. So, and then I got another one, but I'm going to read probably in February. So this one is When You Get the Chance. So I have a feeling it might be, I can't really remember why, but I think it's like contemporary and romance, I'm not really sure. Nothing will get in the way of Millie Price's dream of becoming a Broadway star. Not her lovable but super introverted dad who has raised Millie alone since she was a baby. So yeah, I feel like it might be not really general, but I always want to try at least once a year to read. So the genres in here, it says self-realization fiction, fantasy or family life fiction. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I must have gotten it for a reason. So I do really want to read The Switch. So I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna read the first 80 pages and see how that goes. And it is a mystery book, so that I like that. So this is a reread, but I read it like a long time ago, like 5 or 6 years ago. So Colleen Hopel, Strands of Truth. So this is a mystery and it's a Christian mystery. So the first sentence says, Harper Taylor is used to being alone. After all, she grew up in one foster home after another. So, and also, I forgot that foster child growing up in the foster care system. So I'm excited to reread it and see what her adventures are in the mystery. I don't want to read too much of the back because I feel like that might give away. Okay, so this is my first book I've ever read. That was a novel when I was probably 10 or 11. I know, like, I don't know what I was thinking, but how would I read something like a mystery, suspense? It actually looks or deceiving. It's like a middle grade. Yeah, pretty much like survival of the fittest, who can like this forest because she got taken from this by the serial killer, and then there's like but there's so little pages that I can't believe they put this much like character, story, development, everything in this short of book. So it's pretty incredible. To be honest, I read part of this book a few years ago, but I want to try to reread it. I want to actually try to read the whole thing. So prayer is a good medicine. And the parts I read were very, very interesting, but I want to try to read the whole thing. That's the goal. So I'll just read part of the back. Studies show that almost everyone prays when faced with illness or grief, injury. But can prayer actually help to heal us? Question mark. According to physician Larry Dossi, the answer is essentially an astounding yes. Well, obviously. So yeah, and it just is medical advice and just like different things like his walk with God. So the next one is Your New Name. Is a book I've already read, so I want to reread it. I want to read a lot of just like nonfiction Christian books in the month of January, just because I want to start the year off the clean mind slate. This is the best way I know how. So all the things that God wants from me this year, and just like get in the mindset of like, okay, what does He want from me this year? What is the plan for Him for me to pursue in my life? So this is the book. The next books are like just talking about like the winter, just getting that vibe of like winter. So I got these 2 from the local library. The Day She Can't Forget. Can you really trust a memory? So this is a mystery book. And then Shattered, it's also a mystery, and I got this from the local library as well. So yeah, and it's also set in Canada's rugged back country. I read part of this book in December, but I didn't finish. So you've already seen this like quite a few times in different videos. 5-star billionaire. So I'm really enjoying it. I just sitting down and actually reading it is taking me out a little bit. Last year was a little bit rough, and at the end of the year it was a lot better. So I just want to like learn more about like how can I improve in this area of my life. So I don't want to turn to these things in my life. I want to turn to God, but I also want to learn what can actually help me and what's actually tangible evidence that I actually can use in my everyday. So this is what I want to read, and I got this book quite a while ago. I've read probably a chapter and then I didn't read the rest. So finding the song living after attempting suicide, so a vulnerable moment, but that's okay. I am excited, and there's a lot of like the chapters in here are very like practical and tangible. So I really want to do just some videos about these books that I got for Christmas. So I did talk about it in my other Christmas video, but I want to read all the Gospels in this kind of like format. I just want to get different things out of it that I feel like I don't like. I get that from the Bible, but it's just interesting to get it from a different kind of source in my life, I guess. So Matthew, I got this one, and then I got them all from Christmas, and they have different color formats for each book of the Bible. So I thought that was very, very cool. And they actually, throughout like the front of the cover, all the formatting of the colors are all in the book. So I thought that was really, really neat. So I'm really excited. And it does go, like reads like a book, so that's really cool. And it goes by each chapter. I'm so excited about that. And then the illustrations are all different parts of what it's talking about in that part of the book, of the chapters of that book, like Matthew, yeah. So I thought it was so cool. I don't want to spoil it too much for myself, but I'm excited. So those are the books I'm going to read for January. Bye, Scrollmates.